Now, to respond to what the minister said, I'm now joined by Olivia Chow. She's the NDP's immigration critic. She's been listening to the interview with the minister. Olivia Chow, you've just heard the minister talk about this. Do these changes help foreign workers? Do they go far enough in your mind?
Evan, there's a frame, but it's empty inside it. It's not going to put a lot of the new immigrants to work in their own professions. Think about it. Doctors, foreign doctors, you talked about that, they would have to wait 3 years before the credentials would get recognized, and then they cannot find the internship in hospitals, so they still can't practice. It's a bit of a cruel joke, because what's happening is right now in different hospitals, they have a very limited number of internships for doctors, for example, and if you're foreign doctors, especially if you are in your mid-40s, you're not likely going to get an internship.
But just for the record, I put that to the minister, and the minister said, look, it's just very difficult to rush doctors in. We have to make sure that their credentials are the same. How do you respond to the notion that they're simply being diligent on standards?
Well, I have talked to doctors that have been practicing in the United States, and it's just their degree is from India or from elsewhere, for example, and that because even though they're from the United States, they've been practicing there for 10 years, they still can't practice in Canada. If you put all that aside, it takes too long. 3 years is a long time. On top of that, there's not enough internships, bridging programs, and mentorship programs. So what we've been saying is that aside from recognizing their credentials, what is needed is maybe a loan program to help retrain some of these foreign workers, or that some incentives for whether it's the hospitals or different employers, so that they can take on more interns or give the new immigrants their first job. Because without the Canadian experience, you're not going to be able to start.
Olivia Chow, last question. The government is saying they're giving $50 million to this. What do you think? Do you think that's enough to make these changes?
It has been an increase in the last few years. I have to give them that. So they're taking some action. In 2007, we've been proposing 7-point plan on foreign credentials. They are beginning to implement it. However, without the kind of income support or financial support, both for the employees, the new immigrants, and the employer, a lot of this so-called framework agreement will just be an empty frame, and a lot of new immigrants will continue to live in poverty and or driving taxis and delivering pizzas. It's a brain drain from developing countries, and it's not helping Canadians either. And the Conference Board of Canada is saying that as far as lost earning is concerned, we're missing out $5 billion worth, because these new immigrants are not just practicing their trades.
All right. Now, the government, of course, is saying that that's why they brought in this new framework. You're simply saying you don't think it's enough, though. You would do more.
Yeah, it's far too slow. 3 years is a long time. And these kind of income support is really important. And if you give the hospitals some extra incentive funding, they will expand the internship program, for example, because we need doctors in Canada, and many doctors they are qualified, but they just can't get the practice.
All right, Olivia Chow, thank you so much for commenting on the new framework that the minister was just talking about. Appreciate it.
Thank you.